Hello, welcome back. We're going to be starting Chapter 8 today, and I would just like to review the information that's going to be up here. Remember, when I assign a composition, please email it to me at cmwicher@bellsouth.net. This is Ventures 4, and it is KCPC, which I forgot to write in, and this is part 1. So today we're going to try to finish the pages that I have written on the board. Sometimes it doesn't always work out, just kind of depends upon how long it is that we get into doing things. So in the book, it's going to be 96, 97, and 98. And in the workbook, it's pages 90, 91, and 92. So if you would please have your books open to page in your student book, if you would please be open to page 96, and in your workbook, if you are please open to page 90. So first, let's take out the student book and turn to page 96. And we're going to do exactly the same thing that we usually do, which is come up with vocabulary words that we have in our head about the pictures. So if you would please number 1, please write down as many words that come to your head, into your head, when you look at picture number 1. Okay, let's see what you got. This is what I got. Pastry chef, donuts, cake rack actually, or cookie stand, glass jar, sugar, glaze, glass plate. How about French bread in the upper right-hand corner? How about reflection? Can you see the reflection of her face and her smile in the top shelf? Chocolate, smile, pleasant. Okay, just making sure I have what I have. Okay, picture number 2. Write down as many words that come to your head when you're looking at picture number 2. Okay, see how many we got that are the same. Clock, time, second hand, minute hand, hour hand, black, red rim, hanging, wall. I'm sure somebody has gotten something else that I haven't thought of. I wish I could hear what it was. Okay, number 3. Let's see how many people got this. Rushed, or in a rush, or in a hurry. Next, dress shirt. So has on a shirt that looks like it was ironed, and it's a little fancier than a t-shirt or a sweatshirt. So a shirt like that is called a dress shirt. Next, sports jacket. Okay, so it's not a suit jacket, which goes with the pants. It's something that you can wear with any pants. So it's called a sports jacket. And that's because it's a little bit more casual. It's not quite as dressy as a suit. Also, notice he has no tie on. That also indicates that it's a very casual situation. Belt, belt buckle, um, glasses or sunglasses or dark glasses, apartment, bow tie. Actually, a bow tie, I actually didn't notice the bow tie at first, but I can see now that he is rushing to get dressed, and it's still casual. It's not dressy because he does not have a suit on. Okay, number 4. Okay, how many people got glazed donuts? So a glaze is a shiny surface on the top of something. And here it's a shiny sugar glaze on top of the donut. What else? Anybody get sprinkles? Okay. And the other that I got was tongs, 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 and two tongs, which are used to pick up the donuts. Anything else? Sheet pan, Sheetpan, sheet pan. It's a flat pan with a very low side that you can just slide quickly into the oven to cook things like donuts. Anything else? Shelves, pans below, rows of donuts. Okay, great. Number 5. Let's see what you got. I got 3 friends. I also got worried. How about long hair? How about comforting? Help. I was saving these because they're a little more involved. So, a word that someone might have gotten is compassion, which is a noun. So, we feel sympathy, empathy. We feel someone else's hurt. This is compassion. The next, commiserate. What is it? Commiserate. So, what does commiserate mean? I hope you're talking out loud, not just thinking in your head, because I want you to speak as many English words as possible out loud. Okay, so when you commiserate with someone, you listen to what it is that they have to say and you offer words of support. oh, really? Oh, I'm sorry to hear that, right? So you're being sympathetic, you're being empathetic, you're showing your compassion. The next one, pity. Okay, there's another word that lots of people use. It's called pitiful. Oh, don't be so pitiful. Well, pity is a very strong, deep feeling that we feel towards people who are wronged or in terrible situations, right? Next one, sympathy. What is it? Sympathy. And that sympathy is the noun, and the verb is sympathize. Notice how it's spelled. It's spelled with Z-E, sympathize. Again, good. Okay, this one, glaze. Glaze, glaze. That's the shiny sugar syrup that gets hard on top of the donut. The next one, sprinkles. Sprinkles, the little tiny colored chunks of sugar that give a little texture to the donut. The next one, tongs. Tongs, tongs. Okay, so there are actually three other words that I've written down that we wouldn't would not exactly come to mind when we look at these pictures, but we are going to use them in the discussion that follows. And the first one is irresponsible. What is it? Irresponsible. So the opposite of irresponsible is responsible. So responsible means you take seriously what it is that you're going to do, you follow through, and you do it. The next one, attitude. So what is attitude? Attitude is how you look at things, what it is in your mind as to what your thoughts and impressions are of what something is or is not. For example, oh, I can do anything. Or, I don't think I can do that. So one person has a positive attitude and the other has a negative attitude. The last word I have here is negotiate. What is it? Negotiate. So what does negotiate mean? Negotiate means that there's a problem. Uh, you have something you want to do. The other person or the company has something they want to do. And if you're negotiating, somebody gives up a little bit of this, the other person gives up a little bit of that. So then you can agree on something. What is the word? Negotiate. Okay. So I'm going to try to keep this section to these 2 pages that I've chosen to do, 96 and 90. I would like you to please open your workbook, page 90. And can't listen, but you can listen at home with your cell phone and use the QR. For some reason, my phone is not loud enough for you to be able to hear on these videos. Okay, the vocabulary, chart. So what is a chart? And remember, there's an R in there, making sure you push out that R sound. Chart. So a chart is a graphic description. We use graphics or symbols in order to organize whatever it is that we want to convey or tell to someone else. The next one, close up. The next, deal with. Next, exhausted. What's another word for exhausted? Right, tired or really tired. Next, initials. Next, negotiate. Next, share. And lastly, work something out. So hopefully this is the pronunciation for all of these words. And what we're going to do is read this paragraph and then insert the correct vocabulary words in the proper place. Everyone, dear Mr. Advice, Marta and I work in a bookstore on the same shift. She runs the cash register and answers questions from customers. I answer the phone and put new books on the shelves. I like Marta, but every afternoon she calls her children several times on her cell phone. She talks to them for a long time about their day at school. Then they make plans for dinner. BTW, by the way, I hope you're reading this out loud. Afternoons are very busy at the store. While Marta is talking to her kids, I have to help customers, put books on the shelves, and answer the phone, all at the same time. We have a chart with our duties, and Marta writes her, that's right, initials, for things that she hasn't done. I'm, right, exhausted after work because I'm doing the jobs of two people. She never does her share of the work. Sometimes she even leaves early, and I have to, that's right, close up the shop by myself. What should I do? Dear Diana in Denver, first, you should try to, that's right, negotiate with Marta. So when you're doing this and you're filling in the blank, of course you have to run to the rest of the sentence to figure out what it is that is going to be appropriate to put in the blank space. Okay, explain. First, you should try to negotiate with Marta. Everyone, explain the problem and agree on a time for one short phone call to her children. Of course, Marta wants to know that her children are okay. But work is not the place for long personal phone conversations. If she doesn't agree, you should tell your boss and let him or her. There's two choices here. The one that works best is deal with the problem. Marta's bad habits will cause problems for the business. But you like Marta and enjoy your job, so I'm sure you can work things out. That's right. So good luck, Mr. Advice. This is a really hard and difficult situation because no one likes to tell the person they're working with that they're not doing a good job. No one wants to report it to the person in charge or the supervisor. So have you ever been in a situation like this? And what did you do? Or if you haven't, what do you think would be the best thing to do? Do you agree that Mr. Advice gave her the best advice? I can't hear you, but I actually want to give you an opportunity to make sure that you're answering this in English now. Okay, that's it for this section. See you next time.